All right, well, another project in front of us. We're going to work on this table saw here I've shown you guys before. So the story behind this is I picked it up at an auction. I was actually purchasing it just for the steel that's on here. There's, about 3/4 inch plate steel underneath the whole thing on the bottom. And then there's actually about 5/16 thick plate up here that they finished the top with. I didn't think the table saw worked. It was sitting outside. It wasn't a dead of winter, but still it was sitting outside for the whole auction. And anyway, brought it here, hooked it up. Thing works fantastic. So it's a little ugly. We'll do a little updating on it. We're going to get this black epoxy off the top. I'll show you. So it's got this black epoxy on it here. I got to get that off. So over here, I've been sanding on it. It's coming off. It's actually looking pretty good. So I'll finish that up. Kind of funny, the wire brush here, it's wore down pretty good, but still has some wire on it. I thought that might work, did nothing. The diamond grinder, that took it off. That was working pretty good. But what ended up really working was this bad boy right here. Hooking it up to some air. It actually was taking it off pretty nicely, so it shouldn't take too long, but I need good ventilation. That's not something you want to do while it's while all the doors are closed and stuff. A lot of dust, and I'm sure whatever that is not good for you. But it's 12-inch, 5-horse, good saw. So I'll paint up the bottom so the blue paint all over it isn't there anymore, and these numbers are gone. We'll make it look nice. We'll get it cleaned up and turn it into a nice shop saw. So first project with this today is we want to get this off this plate steel here. Because one, I want to use that for other things, and two, it's just intensely heavy. Intensely heavy. So ran out to the shop, grabbed this metal here. It's 3/16 of an inch thick, about inch and a half, maybe inch and 3/4, whatever. We're going to build a nice base for it. We're going to put a piece of flat stock across the top of it after it's built here. That way the casters recess a little bit. And then we'll put some nuts, we'll weld them down in here and use some threaded rod that we can screw down to the floor so that it locks it in place when we take it out and we want to use it. We'll put some feet on them, so it's nice. Maybe we'll turn something with the lathe. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So anyway, to get this right, I'm going to have to take a little more time. I don't want to screw this up. We'll make it a little bit bigger than that base. So it fits tight, but it's not so tight we can't get it out. That one I think is in there pretty good. Plus, I bet this weighs, I couldn't even tell you how much it weighs. It's going to weigh a lot. So again, we'll use that cherry picker to get it up and out of this thing and set in the new one once we get it built. So I want to get it built and ready to go before we take that off of here and set it onto this one. So I do need to see what kind of room I have under there for the casters to sit up on this back side, because I don't want it sitting way up in the air like 3 inches with the caster. So if we get them up in here, we can get, that's another inch and a half, 2 inches. Let's grab a tape and see. That way I'm not just guessing. We actually know what it is. Here's one. Can never have too many tape measures. I keep saying that, and I mean it. Yeah. So they're 1.5 inches there. And maybe we'll stick it up a little bit because they really only wanted about 1 inch off the floor. So we'll do whatever it takes to get it up high enough. I got some C-channel over there we could use. We want some true 45s, and we want this cut right. So we'll take a little bit of time. Make sure everything is set right. So let's make sure we got it. And that, people, is a 45-degree angle. All right, so I thought I'd just show you quick. This is what I'm doing to get this cut. So we have the angle this way. You can see it. So in order to get the other angle, number one, without having to change the saw, what we're doing is we'll loosen this up first, pop this off, and then if you flip it this way, then you'll get your blade cut here, and it'll cut the angle through here like you need to. So I don't know if you could see that. So what I'm saying is you'll get the angle you need here. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Knee deep in Wisconsin. Let's hope it's a good one, huh? We're back on this table saw, which I know you guys know about. And I've showed some video, I believe, on setting this up here. Talked about how I screwed up. I got those pieces in place. Welder's ready to go. Turn the gas on. Grab my helmet, gloves, and we'll get these welded in here. We'll get all this just tacked. We'll do the same on that side, and then we can get these out of here, get the strap off, and then we can, we'll burn some here and some down in the corner on each one, where we don't get anything that pulls apart. And then what we'll do is we'll take a piece of metal here. We'll have to take a measurement from here all the way to here. That way we can pull it from this side back to wherever we need it here. It'll be about here, about 6 inches from there. It's about where I put it. And I did that. So we'll put a cross member down in there, then we'll get that welded in. And I did that because I want to get the catches in there. I just want this like 3/4 of an inch off the ground to an inch. It doesn't need to be 6 inches off the ground. The depth of the casters. So I just got 2-inch casters. So it's about 3/4 of an inch, so about 3 inches. If I put it down in here, it'll be about 1 inch off the ground. Then we can drill, put some threaded rod in each corner. So when we're ready to work, we can turn that down to the floor, maybe put a little feed on it. So it's just easy to work on. That's what we wanted. Okay? So that's the game plan. This one will go here, then we'll measure the distance of the base of that. And we'll put another one out here, across here, and that will sit in here. Those two legs there are going to sit in down here. I know it doesn't seem like it, but you put a tape on it, it fits. So that's what we're going with. And I'll check it again, just to make sure. Let's check it. You're right here. You're the one questioning. Let's see what it is. What do we got? We have, that's 25. So back here we got 22 1/4. Over here we've got 22 3/8. So it should slide in there nicely. Over here, it's wider, and I have to cut these free and move them in. Make sure I turn the gas on. And again, we're just tacking the bottom on these. I'll do all 4 corners, and we'll get the clamps, straps off, and we'll go from there. Oh, that sounds better. All right, just so you guys can see. There we go. That was the one I thought it was a little cool. That penetrated just quite a bit better. But I think the corners look good. Those are little pieces that are added. No, I'm not cleaning it up perfectly. Now, markers out. So we want to do this. We want this here. Come straight up there. And I need this out right there. All right, let's go cut us this cross member. We can get that set in there. See how this works. We're going to try to use the portable bandsaw. We're going to just cut this right off. Probably should have put tape to it, huh? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Wow, that worked better than I thought it would. She kind of went in a smidge. All right. All right. All right. Let's just run over and see what this looks like, huh? You know how tight I got this. Let's see how she looks. Not bad. A little wide over here, but we can fill that. I actually thought it was going to be too tight. All right. Let's get this in on the other side now. I don't know, guys. Yeah, I don't think I can complain about this. This cut's pretty nice. All right. That's pretty fantastic. I can't believe I got 3 of those for 30 bucks. All right. Let's go see how she looks. All right. All right. Nap, nap. Nap, nap. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay. Yes, it needs to stop. Ooh, it cut it way too big. I have to put one of those pieces underneath to kind of fill that in. If I go to one side, that's what I'll do. That's what I'm going to do. I think the only 2 pieces I got left here Yeah, this one might be. Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, we got a little bit of room. All right. I'll set you down, take a couple measurements. We'll go back over and do it again. Measurements and lay this out. Let's try to be a little tighter this time, huh? Know if you guys carry one of these around, these Milwaukee pens, ink saws. Man, it's just a marker, but the only thing about it is it is a little heavy. Why do I use it? Because I got it. This is a lot cleaner than a grinder. Not throwing sparks. Yeah, that's better. That is much better. And those marks actually look correct on this side. So, look at that. That's what I wanted for the other one. Nice and tight. We can make that fit. Now that work. That's what I wanted for that one. We'll just make it work. Because I don't have an excess of metal anymore. So now we'll take the measurement from this leg all the way over to the end over here. And that'll be our outside brace here. And then we can actually measure in the 22 3/8 here and put it there. So what we'll probably do, make sure we have enough room, whatever that ends up being. Total we'll add, 1/4 inch, so we have a little room. A little wiggle room. Because we'll have room here. I only added extra so that the casters could sit down inside little pockets. So they won't be seen. See, I'll show you. I'll show you. That'll make you happier. Little casters. Anyway, they'll go in here about like that. But see, there's only about an inch and 1/4 of the caster sticking down. That's what I wanted rather than the whole thing. So if I wanted to have a little bit of metal left here, I could cut a couple more so that these could actually sit in down here. a little farther, you know, down like that. But I think I'm good with a little over an inch. So we'll make sure, like I said, we got our 22 and 3/8 here in all three angles. All four sides. That way we know we're tight. Just do a quick outside check. Boom. That's as square as she's gonna get, folks. And that's what we want. We need it square. We need these here square with these. So, and then we just can't have it be shorter over here. So we have more room on the one side, so we're fine. We have plenty of room. We have plenty of room to dick around. Let's get this bad boy tacked in place. All right. Dude. All right, well, that one's in. Not cleaned off, nothing. Should hold it. Looks pretty good. Should hold it. Looks pretty good. Blah, blah, blah. Filled in. Look at that. So I think that'll be all right. 22 and 3/8. Tight. So we measure both sides, and then we'll still use the square, but measuring both sides will just ensure that we don't come in too short. I can go to either side. So, all right, let's get these melted in. So now, I want to get some flat metal. Maybe I'll use this here. Yeah, probably not going to be big enough. Put a piece across here, piece across there. I need something for the, because this is actually the up side. The table saw sits in here. So the casters will actually be sitting like this, in here. So I'm going to make the plates for here, one for down there. Get the casters on, and then we'll go from there of the table that we're making. So the table saw will sit down in here, and then these legs, the legs will sit over here. We're actually going to cut them shorter because, so like I was talking to you before, I want these will come up like this, so they stick out the bottom just a little bit. It'll be about that inch, but in order to do it, I need a flat plate across here, here, and here. I think I'm going to use this stuff here, although, man, that seems like a waste of some really good metal. Big heavy stuff. This stuff should work just fine. So again, 22 and 3/8. I think we're going to go with the 22 and 3/4. That way it's on top. This bandsaw here is my buddy. Getting used to it. Starting to really like it. This thing is heavy. Yeah. One will go here. One will go here. And one's going to go down here. Bring you over. What I'm checking for here is to make sure that the wheel, when it's on here, can do a full 180. So it can there. This clamp is in the way right now. Way in the way. But yeah, right there it could do it. So that's the amount of room we need. So we'll measure this gap here, match it here, and we'll be able to tack it. So now I'm just trying to set the wheels in place. So then I'll tack them. So right now here, so this one, there's just not much room. I can make it so it spins, but it's really tight. So I'm just gonna notch a little bit out of this. So this will swing through on this side. If you remember right, there's more gap here than there is here. So this side has plenty swing, so you don't have to worry about that side. So we'll just take a little bit out of there. Okay, this turned out about how I wanted it, so got some nice little, just some little spots, each one where the bolts would have went. So I will grab the grinder quick, mark out what I need here, grind that out, and then, because I'm going to have to start working on the actual table saw to make that fit. Let's make sure we can get this done before we quit. Bandsaw won't be able to get in there easy enough, so I'm going to have to grab a grinder after all. Throw some sparks. Okay, well that was easy enough. A little grinding, and boom. Plenty good. Plenty of gappage there. She'll now spin just fine. And that's that. Looking pretty good. It's pretty solid. I'm happy with it. That should hold that beast just fine. So, that being said, I know there's a lot of video on here and I think it's probably getting pretty long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here for the base. I don't know, put down below in the comments whether you think I should paint it or not. What does it matter really, huh? And I guess I'm going to paint that at some point. Maybe I'll paint this when I do that as well. I don't know. But I'm pretty happy with this. It's heavy. It's still a little warm, so I got to be careful. But I think it's going to work just fine. And I'm pretty excited about that. So I got a little bit of cleaning up to do on it. I'm actually going to put plywood in this part over here. That way I'm going to put my planer down there. So the planer and the table saw are always together. And that should be that. So I think it went pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. I think it went pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. You know, put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the name change of the site. If anybody's paying attention. I think it's better. Knee deep in Wisconsin. It's pretty good. And nobody else had it. So lots of people had, let's see what happens. So I wanted to get away from that. So we will then, I have to cut these legs here free from down there to start with. And then we will, we got to cut them free from down there. Then we got to cut it free from up here and move it over because this is actually too wide. So it's got to be moved over a little bit on both sides. We'll get them centered. We'll actually get it up and on this so everything's in place, and then we'll burn everything back on there, see how that goes. Should come right out of there. I don't think there's anything on it. We'll get underneath and look. But I don't think there's anything holding it in besides that. There's no welds on top anywhere anyway, so I think it'll come right out. And we'll clean up that base, and we'll get some paint or something on that. And then I'll get the jet white, whatever it is, and we'll clean all this up, recoat it, We'll check what the glides look like on this. Replace them if we need to. We'll get a new handle for here, so that's working like it used to. We're missing a handle down here on the depth set. The locking piece here, the middle one. This guy here. So that just turns and loosens it. So this is the angle. So we can set the angle. We'll just leave that there. So, and then we have to finish cleaning up the top. This is where I've been working on it, as you can see. Looks a little better. Only thing I found to take this black off is sandpaper. Heavy sandpaper. So we're going to work on that. And then I might try the torch into here, get this good and hot, and get all this just scraped out of there. Hopefully it comes out. That's the plan anyway. So then we should have a pretty nice table saw that we can roll right under here when we're not using it, and it'll be out of the way. Like I said, I'll do something with that four-wheeler. That there's a router table. I was building cabinets for a while, and I made that. It's pretty nice, actually. But I'm going to give that to my son so he can use it, and then that might just fit under there. We'll do some measurements and see. Part's cleaner, but it's a lot smaller than this anyway. So part 2 is we'll work on the actual table saw, getting it out of here and getting it on here. I think that's going to be quite a bit of a video by itself. Maybe not, but it will be. And then once we have that, we'll do a part 3 where we're cleaning the top off and getting it ready for everything, and then a part 4 where we do the painting, put new tape on it, add the new parts to it, so you know she looks like brand new again. So let's go with that. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Like, subscribe, share it, all that kind of good stuff. God bless you. I hope you have a fantastic week until the next video comes out. I'm trying to do at least one a week for you. And I'm throwing shorts out like crazy, just trying to help. So hope you guys are having fun. And we'll see you in the next one.